What up, YouTube? This is Chris, aka the Artistic Gemini, aka Gemini the Artistic One. Today is January 26th, and I'm here to give my fellow Geminis a reading for January 26th to February 2nd. I'm gonna get right into this video. All the information you need to know as far as how to get personal readings and stuff like that will be in the information below. The simplest thing is just to go to my website, which is www.theartisticgemini.com. That way you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or again, all of my social media profiles will be below. Also, we'll have my business telephone number, my business emails, and everything. So, but yeah, January 26th. Like I said in my previous video, today is a very hard day, sad day for me, so it's taking me longer to get through these videos. I have to make sure I'm clearing my energy because Kobe Bryant passed away today. I'm here in Los Angeles, and but I've been a fan of Kobe when I lived on the East Coast. You know, I was born and raised in Florida. You know, only been in California for about a year. They make a year in like a week and a half, but you know, it definitely stings. So rest in paradise, Kobe and Gigi and the other 3 people who were on that helicopter. But I put a post that although the flesh is temporary, spirit will reign forever, but it still doesn't stop the tears from coming sometimes. But I know that in the next life, we can see him ball again. So, you know, anyway, let me get right into this. Geminis, my fellow Geminis. I also like to, I'm going to do a reading on any sign, I mean with anyone, even if it's a personal reading, and I realize that they are a Gemini like me as well. That's why I like to tell people, don't tell me what your birthday and stuff is if I'm doing personal readings, unless it's something they specifically want to know. But I can, you know, anyway, I can give more thorough videos, knowing, not videos, but readings, knowing information, but I kind of like to have as bare minimum as possible, as long as it's not a yes or no question, and then, you know, I move on and I go forward from there. So again, this video is going to be for my fellow Geminis, air signs, caster pilots, baby. I'm really ready to get into this. I start off with pulling a Whispers of Healing Oracle card. So, a Heavenly Father, Father Sky, Father Time, Earth Mother, Holy Spirit, Divine Spirit, Source Energy, and everything that was, is, and everything that will be. Speak to me through these cards. Use me as a vessel to provide what message, the messages or message that you have for Geminis. Again, Spirit, use me as a vessel to deliver whatever message or messages that you have for Geminis. Say this, I'm a southpaw, so if you see me do anything funny with my left hand or things look awkward, I mean, I'm a lefty, so these are a little bit different for us. And also I'm from the country, so if you ever hear me say things or switch between like proper speaking, country speaking, Ebonic, and all of that stuff, you know, street smart, book smart, lived in the country, also lived in very big cities, but you'll notice that certain words I'll say, you be like, what the hell, especially when I say tarot or terror, it's something I'm saying terror, like be terrified, but okay. Alright, so thank you. Sorry, I needed, alright, Spirit. Alright, Spirit, what message do you have for Geminis? So what I do is I like for a card to pop. Sometimes it doesn't, and I'll pull, but I'll shuffle a lot until well, not too much, but I shuffle until a card pops. This is a card that came yesterday, so lucky you Geminis, especially since it's two of us anyway. I'm going to pull 2 cards. So I take one off the top and one off the bottom. So this is what flipped, and this is intention. This came out, I believe, I can't remember. I think it came out for my Taurus yesterday, but or my Aquarius. But anyway, it's called about, it's like moving forward with attention. And I mean, when you set your intentions to things, like I said, good things come your way very quickly. When you have a path, when you're moving forward with a positive intention, you want to move forward, knowing that, your ultimate goal. And, look at her. She's on a unicorn. She's going somewhere. She knows where she's going. She's going toward beauty. She's going toward peace. So again, intention. Set your intention on the things that you want, and if they are aligned with your energy, with your spirit, they will come to you. So move forward with positive and good intention. All right. Sorry. The second card that I have is called Nurture, and we all, this. She looks like a mermaid out of water. And she just needing to be nurtured. She has waterfalls, so it looks like coming from her hair or her head, but so nurture. So this comes with the Whispers of Healing guidebook, and so it gives a quick passage on it, and I like to read from them. So nurture. No matter what is going on in your being, it is vital to nourish and nurture yourself. This may mean learning how to listen to your needs. This card is asking you to balance the attention you give to people and situations around you with the attention you give to yourself. This balance will help you make healthier choices for yourself. Do something daily that is just for you. The way you choose to nurture yourself will be unique to you. You may feel the urge to exercise, to take a long bath, to have a massage, or to curl up under your favorite blanket. You might choose to go to sleep at an earlier time. The most important aspect of self-nurture is giving yourself permission to make healthful choices. Maintaining a daily flow of self-nourishment will help you in many ways. Once a nurturing practice is in place, your energy levels will be higher and consistent. This will lead to better decision makings. The mirror angel hugs herself. Her posture, sorry, I'm all close. Let me take it back here. Her posture indicates the need to strengthen the relationship with self. Her wings encourage you to assess your environment and find the information that will best support you. Try to place your own well-being at the forefront of your life. Make decisions in accordance with your personal needs. Nurture yourself to address the depletion you might be feeling. This card suggests that you have been pushing yourself and need some self-care. And when I speak to, I'm very familiar with a number of signs. So when I speak about this, I'm going to speak from personal experience, but also speak based on my knowledge of astrology. We, as Geminis, we tend to not take care of ourselves for many ways. A lot of times we're normally we're like the we are empaths, and sometimes that energy really can drain us. But what is the word? We're introverts and extroverts. We can be the life of the party, but also we can spend spend time by ourselves, and sometimes that can get us in a rut. But this, in the case, it lets me know that a lot of us are out there pretty much pouring into other people, pouring into things that are taking us away from self-care, and if you're starting to feel burned out, and it takes a lot for a Gemini to really feel burned out, because just like I said, we're introverts and extroverts, and we don't mind letting people know, hell, I need some time by myself. But this lets me know that we just need to start taking care of ourselves, so whatever we need to move forward with intention, we can have a clear path. We are known for having constantly racing thoughts, and as cool and laid back as we seem to be, we worry a lot. And so let's nurture yourself and meditate. Do the things that are healthy for our spirits, for our being, and and so you can have a clear intention on what way you want to move. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to pull from is the Archangel Power Tarot cards. I also want to let you guys know if this resonates, great. If it doesn't resonate, you can still share. You may know another Gemini who is having some, that may benefit from this. Also, check your charts. I say this a lot, but I'm a Gemini, but I have a lot of Earth signs, Earth in my charts. So you want to pay attention to that. And also, what I really love to always tell people is, although our signs are very important to us, numerology, astrology, all of that stuff is very, very important to who we are as beings, and it defines a lot about us. But when we are speaking about life experiences, whether they are good or bad, it doesn't have to be tied to a certain sign. If you look at this video in its entirety, you may find something that may help you in your everyday life. That doesn't have to necessarily be, okay, so hey, I'm a Capricorn, you're a Gemini, so this is what you may say may not work for me. But knowledge is always dropped. Spirit drops knowledge no matter what the sign, no matter what the time. Spirit drops knowledge. So if you are watching this video, you may take something out of it. And for you cross-watchers out there, hey, just take it how it resonates. You may be the energy that may show up in these cards, or it may be, you're a Gemini, but, so take it as it comes. Spirit, what message or messages do you have for Gemini? It ain't that many. I mean, if it is, all right, Spirit, what message or messages do you have for Gemini? I thought with all of that, one would definitely drop. I'm going to do it one more time, and if nothing drops, then hey. Give me 1 second. Spirit, what message or messages do you have for Gemini? Okay, too many fall and then one fell out, so I'm going to go with this one. And you know what? I had a strong feeling. So this is from the Queen of Raphael. Raphael, actually, if you're going on air signs, you know how like Source represents air. And Archangel, Raphael represents air. And I'm almost questioning myself for saying that, but I'm 99.99% sure that Raphael represents air, and of course he definitely does. It's even like the stone colors, emerald. So here we go. So Queen of Raphael says, kind, understanding, giving, psychic. Follow your heart. A love of home and family. And trustworthy psychic information. Alright. Let me get this book. Queen of Raphael. Here we go. So when it comes to the situation, when this card comes out, it says your heart is your greatest strength. Expect relationships with others to develop to a new level. Someone is in a perfect position to help another person understand his or her own feelings. An immense love of home and family is also in evidence. Any psychic or intuitive information that arises is completely reliable. Someone who is wise and kind, as far as the people, this is what it's describing. A loving and nurturing person with the ability to solve problems before they occur. Psychic, spiritual, understanding, giving. Additional meaning of this card, a psychologist, a champion of the underdog, giving too much, unconditional love, and guess what? The need for self-care, nurture. I'm not lying about that. Can you see that? A need for self-care. That happened in my previous video with Aries, like both two different decks, but they still, well, that's what they're supposed to do normally. And then again, check out the colors. Are both are birthstones for the most part. If you're a May Gemini, so I shouldn't be biased. So I'm sorry about that. So yeah, follow your heart, and also a need for self-care. I'm gonna read into these cards to pull from the tarot deck, just the tarot deck, just to check out a few things right now. Well, actually, what I do in this case, the next one is I actually pull a manifest soulmate. oracle card. Soulmate, of course, does not mean that it has to be a romantic relationship. It can be work. It can be, because we have soul ties to a lot of stuff. Surprisingly, it can be family, friends, places, things, or whatever. Animal. I mean, it could be a lot. I feel like even a tree is still a living, breathing, breathing thing. So these were the first two that came out. The other one I wasn't even really trying to shuffle. I was just trying to put the cards back into. So this first says, everything you need, your courage, strength, compassion, and love, everything you need is already within you. Okay? So even if you're not feeling like whole with yourself, or you're feeling like you're stuck, or like why certain things, with needing to be nurtured, and the need for like self-care, I feel like a lot of us have been giving a lot of stuff, like giving a lot of energy to things, and that may be against something that we believe, or maybe certain trials or something, things that we may be going through have been quite challenging, or maybe we even have made it through a really tough part in your life, and things are like, okay, I'm tired, like take some time back. I'm going to pull more cards to really get this, but definitely understand. I'm seeing that it's really a time to nurture and take care of yourself, and although the card, the Queen of Raphael, says kind, understanding, giving, or being a psychic, or using your psychic powers, or using spirit, being an empath, and just trying to fix people. We're notorious for trying to fix people. People give Geminis a hard time, but like, oh, blah blah blah. But trust me, I don't want to be biased, but I've actually been in love with a Gemini, and and of course myself, I'm a Gemini. And the love is very intense, and it's very immense, and like our mind is constantly on the go, because a lot of things, our intuition is constantly talking to us and telling us stuff, and sometimes we may ignore that stuff, and it's caused different things to happen in our life that have made things harder, not moving forward with clear intention, but just we go, we're quick, but if you can't always live your life that way. You can't always be on a go and moving without a plan, and if we always do that, you will get burned out, especially if you don't sometimes go through things with a clear plan. Things become harder than what they need to be, so if you're giving a lot to other people, being drained, you might want to take back. We don't always, you don't have to always be the life of the party. We love to talk, we love to communicate, we love to share things, but I think this is telling us to kind of take a step back, take care of ourselves, get ourselves back in line, settle those thoughts. Even on this card, namaste, this person is meditating, but because you're not going to find it on the outside world. You have it within yourself. You're kind, you're understanding, you're giving. You have psychic abilities. You feel spirit. You feel emotions. Even if you don't call it spirit, you just feel, And so just take some time, So this says, harmony is pure love, for love is complete agreement. So harmony is pure love, for love is complete agreement. So I mean, you got to think about being harmonious. This kind of reminds me of just people being incomplete. Not being on the same page. And a lot of right now, I'm feeling like this is just within yourself. Battling with yourself. Castor Pollux, those twins, that constantly going against yourself. And just pure love. Harmony is pure love, for love is it being in complete agreement. And so taking time to move forward, to take time to nurture yourself, to use that information that spirit may be feeding into you, to be like, okay, you don't always have to be at war. I'm looking at 2020, being that we're two signs, I'm not being biased. I really feel in our very being that 2020 is definitely the year of the Gemini, where Castor and Pollux are no longer fighting with themselves, when it's actually giving us a break they're actually communicating and want to be aligned, so that we can have the best the best future, the best present. You know, the past is history. We can't go back there, you know, but, you know, be in harmony with yourself, you know. Be in complete agreement with yourself. Don't constantly be at war with yourself. All right, so I'm going to pull about seven to eight tarot cards. I give general readings again. If something leads me to love, companionship, friendship, family stuff, then I'll get into that. But if not, I generally just pull about 7 to 8 cards and may clarify, you know? If need, I clarify if need be. Alright. I'm up there looking at the bottom like the spades. You know, that's what happens when we start cutting decks and stuff. So, Spirit, what message and or messages do you have? It is the Page of Swords, so it is our energy. Swords represent air, as I said before. But what message is it that you have for Gemini? Spirit, what message do you have for Gemini? I don't know if I already, yeah, I said it in the video, but that came out this way. Like, well, you probably saw it, so that's up for me. I'll show you what it, I'll tell you as they come, but I like what I did in my last video. My previous videos, I would just like pull them one by one, and then look at them, and then, but I'm going to start letting them go, like start letting them come out, and then just see what happens. So the first card that came out was the Magician. Again, I feel like it came out in the upright position. Major arcanas back to back, so we obviously are going through some major changes. The Hermit came out in reverse. The Hermit, I don't know if I say Kermit, but I'm pretty sure I say Hermit. Spirit, what messages that you have for Gemini? Spirit, speak through me, use me as a vessel to show me through the cards. What message do you have for Gemini? Alright, so yeah, this is, I'm trying to get them off the floor. This is literally how they came. This is all of our energy. It came the 10 of Swords, and then followed by the 4 of Swords. I mean the 6 of Swords. On my webpage, I literally say the 6 of Swords is actually my favorite card in a tarot deck. 10 of Swords, so it definitely lets me know that can explain why the need to nurture, you know, coming, you know, 10 of Swords just like defeated, you know, like, man, dead. He got 10 swords in his back, you know. You know, feeling defeat, you know, feeling at a loss, you know. Again, I feel like a lot of us have been putting our energy in something to something that didn't serve us, you know. I also like to think of the Magician as something that actually represents the, you know, a Gemini. All right, Spirit, what message? Okay. I cannot make this shit up, y'all. Another fucking sword. Okay, this is the 5 of Swords. So we have the Hermit in reverse, and I'm gonna really get into this reading, but we have the Hermit in reverse. You know, so solid, so, you know, normally like solitude, you know, looking for guidance. You know, you see the light and everything. I'm gonna flip it up the right way first. You know, so he has the lantern in his head. You know, he looks like he's you know, looking at something. You know, he's looking within. He's searching, you know, looking for guidance, you know, spending time in solitude, but he came out in reverse, followed by the 10 of Swords, followed by the 6 of Swords, going on to peaceful, more calm weather, waters, you know, heading to, and then followed by the 5 of Swords, so again, feeling defeated. Spirit, what message is it that you have for Gemini? Not that many. Spirit, what message do you have for Gemini? this video may be a little bit longer because I may have to clarify some of this stuff. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So feeling defeated. Five of Cups in reverse. Page of Cups in reverse. I'm gonna do 10 cards on this one. Golly. And also, I'm sorry. Like I said, I like to think of the Magician as the Gemini, but I also like to think of the Fool as the Gemini. Definitely more so the Fool, but both. Spirit, what message is it that you have for Gemini? Spirit, let me get one more card for Gemini. Shoot. I mean, for these cards are popping out. Followed by the Nine of Wands. Okay, so the Magician, I like the Magician. I like to say this reminds me of us because it's like a jack of all trades. You see that he has the cups, he has the pentacles, he has the sword, and he has the wand. To me, this represents power. Look at it like infinite power, you know, like so much power, you know. He represents, being conscious, he's just this man. Just he just feels like he's aware, like he just has the complete power of just being aware of what's going on. And just feel like he conquered a lot of stuff. He overcame any type of bad sword moments, pinnacle moments, cup moments, sword moments, and now they're all in his possession. That's power right there. And then, like I said, we had the Hermit card, which came out in reverse. And so normally this means is that, maybe people, coming out of a solitude, no longer like looking for stuff, maybe not even looking for guidance, or maybe, well, the way I'm gonna read this is this: you went through that stuff, went through guidance and stuff. Maybe the nurturing attention, the cards that came out, following your heart, taking care of yourself, resting. Maybe that energy has already been done. Maybe it started for you already at the beginning of January last year or whatever, and now it's time to come out of what that introspection and just kind of looking out, and it's time to act. And whatever you found when you were in this stage right here, I think you realized that you had to walk away from something, that something was dead, that you just had to move on. Like this man is dead. So, you had to move on. And I definitely feel that you moved on, because right after the Ten of Swords came the Six of Swords. And this is truly moving on. You see the little waters right here, but look at all of that in the background. It's calm, moving on to calmer pastures. I may have to clarify the Five of Swords on this one, because the Five of Swords, I'm just, spirited. What is it? Maybe maybe you feel defeated. After all of this, maybe after coming through all of that stuff, you just feel really defeated. Like, even though you had to move on, I still feel like you still feel defeated. Like somehow you're just restless, you're tired, even if I feel like a lot of or us, that we knew that the best thing for us to do was to move on, it still is definitely affecting us. We still feel some form of being defeated. We still feel some form of conflict. And with that, it brings out the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And so, I mean, for me, with the Knight of, and it just means to I mean, if I'm thinking about pentacles, I think about earth signs. Earth signs tend to have like a certain routine, you know. It's like he's just going about his business. This man knows what he needs to do. He's very efficient at it. You know, he has the pentacles. His horse is cool. He's all knighted up with it. Like, so he just seems like he's very efficient, and he feels like he just, you know, he knows what to do, you know. So with this coming out in reverse, I feel that maybe whatever routine or habits that we have been doing may have not been serving us. And then we come with the Five of Cups in reverse. And so I feel like whatever happened, you know, here, you know, and although we moved on knowing it was better, you know, we just felt defeated, and I feel like that made us change some of our habits, change some of our ways of doing stuff. You know, we were in conflict with ourselves. And then with the Five of Cups coming out in reverse, I feel like you're getting over that loss, you're getting over whatever regret that you were going through, you know. And then we have the Page of Cups in reverse. And then, I mean, the Page of Cups in reverse, I mean, this card is always just kind of gives me, it's a blah card to me, and I hate to say it's, I hate to say blah, but, you know, it's blah to me, you know, like, it's, I'm gonna clarify the page. I have to clarify the Page of Cups because I honestly do not have no idea why, you know, maybe not being in sync with something. I don't know. I definitely had to clarify that. Ah, shit. Sorry. Spirit. Why is the Page of Cups here? Sorry, the cards that were falling were just honestly too much. Spirit, why is the Page of Cups here? Nine of Cups in reverse. So the Nine of Cups is just like somebody being satisfied, you know. Someone, I called him yesterday a drunk happy fool, you know. It's just, you know, being satisfied, just being comfortable. So I feel like whatever change may have happened has made us, you know, uncomfortable. And I'm feeling like, especially with this particular one, with the Five of Cups in reverse, with the Page of Cups in reverse, followed by the Nine of Cups in reverse, this is dealing with some type of emotional issues. So maybe, you know, Geminis, we're very creative. I think this speaks of a need for just being in sync, you know, nurturing ourselves, get into a certain thing where we can get back to our creativity. I feel like something, whatever this happened with this Ten of Wands, and it caused us to be very uncomfortable. You know, although we like change, but when we find things to actually make us happy, you know, it's just like, it's like fuck, you know. So I just feel like we've been very uncomfortable, and it has caused for a loss of not being at one or two with ourselves. Speaking of how I said, now that's what makes me, sorry, I should have went right back here. Harmony is pure love, for love is being in complete agreement. And so, like I was saying earlier, I feel like Castor Polish, that those sides are fighting against themselves, and now you know, you're not comfortable. You know, you're not satisfied with whatever it was in your life. You know, maybe you weren't satisfied with what was going on. Maybe you weren't satisfied with what was in your life. You know, like You know, maybe you're just not inspired by the same things that you used to be inspired by, and that's okay. And the reason I say that's okay because the Fool came out after that, another major arcana, uh, and so we got two initial major arcanas, and then this is the last one that I see. So again, some like major changes are coming or have come, and maybe you're already in this energy, coming out of the energy, or you know, going into the energy. um but you know, with the Fool, like I said, the Fool I like to think of as being a version of something like a version of us. You know, it's honestly the first card in the major arcana. So you know, like this man is like, hey, he's decided for a new beginning. Us Geminis, we know we love that, a new beginning, a fresh start. You know, being spontaneous, having faith. You know, being foolish, but knowing like, hey, everything's gonna be okay. So again, the Fool more than anything represents the Gemini to me, but also the Magician. You know, a jack of all trades. You know. If there could be a caster and polish, it would be, in my opinion, it would be the Magician and the Fool. You know, so there is a new beginning that's coming. You know, what? So, and this even makes more sense to me now. Okay, because looking at this, uh, sorry, looking at this, we have, um, sorry, looking at this, we have Page of Cups and a Nine of Cups, followed by the Fool, followed by the Nine of Wands. And then for the Nine of Wands, that generally represents to me, you know, being resilient, being persistent. So I think of whatever new beginning, this whole little foolish thing, keep that, you know, keep that energy. I really didn't want this video to be long, but Spirit is telling me that like this this spread, it makes sense, but it makes no sense, which can represent what I was saying, just being at war. I'm gonna start pulling from a different deck. And what I really want to do is clarify yet again the Page of Cups, the Nine of Cups in reverse. So one of this last three is just really Spirit, clarify the Nine of Cups and the Page of Cups in reverse. Please, sorry y'all. So sorry. Just feel like emotionally you're all over the place. Not satisfied, not feeling in sync, not feeling, damn, she was gonna come out before too. Yeah. So what we have is the five. I just realized. Okay, I just realized yesterday I said something completely dumb, but oh well, it is what it is. We have the. No, it was right. Okay, I was like, huh? We have the Five of Pentacles in reverse, which I love to see because this card, injured, out left in the cold, barely, just feeling abandoned, feeling lost. Followed by the Ten of Pentacles, and I came out upright. And I mean, I think everybody really kind of loves this card because it just means wealth being established, being stable in all areas of your life. I mean, family, money, friends, home life. So now this makes me feel a little bit better. So whatever you were doing, whatever in synchronicity or um, um, I just hate that fuck this card. I mean, I just don't understand how this card would ever mean being in sync. I see a cup on this man's head, and I see some damn fish in a cup. So me just being a Gemini, fuck this card anyway. I'm glad it's in reverse. You know, and I think that being uncomfortable and then not just kind of calls for change because a lot of us probably were just in a rut. That's literally in a rut. Just being unsatisfied for being in the state of the Five of Pentacles. And then here we go. So whatever change is going to happen is going to bring about this, A new beginning, hard work, persevering is going to bring this. But I am going to clarify this. I don't know how to say it, but I feel really confused. And not me personally, I feel a lot of confusion. Not being at one, not being in harmony. Spirit, clarify the Fool for me. Spirit, why is the Fool here for the Gemini? Spirit, why is Fool here for the Gemini? One more time. If nothing pops, I'm gonna Spirit. Why? And that's what I was going to. I think you guys can see it. That's the Two of Swords. And not being able to see clearly, being blind, being at the crossroads. God. Queen of Swords. So this is definitely all of our energy. I don't feel like a lot of us are going through things with a person necessarily, and if it has, that person is like really, really in the past, but something is still haunting us from it. Our energy is like all over here, and then so this woman, she just seeing with a clear perspective, and I like that because she was at a crossroads. And then the queen came in, then she give you a clear perspective. And then you're like, okay, now it's time for a new beginning. Now it's time for me to move forward, Now it's really time for the new beginning. And I'm going to go with this new beginning. Maybe not knowing exactly what's going to happen, but I'm going to put in that work. I'm going to persevere. And it's going to turn into my Ten of Pentacles. Clarify one more. Spirit. Clarify the Nine of Wands for Gemini. Yeah. Just a lot of this. A lot of conflict. A lot of just, feeling defeated and not knowing what way to go. Whatever died, it needed to go away. I feel like there's the only wrong decision, I think, is just staying in whatever energy, and if you have gotten out of that energy, you still feel like, why I left the negative situation, I left that job, I left that relationship, I cut off toxic family members and friends, whatever it is, you still feel like, damn, why do I feel so defeated? Why do I still feel that conflict? Because guess what? That's 4 cards that fell. So, but guess what? It had to happen, like you need to rest. You need to meditate. You need to understand that you're not gonna find anything in anyone else outside of you. Like even with the Queen of Raphael, follow your heart. Follow what's within you. Everything you need, whatever you want, whether it's a home life, family life. Trust your intuition. Be at a harmony, be with yourself, because pure love, true love, whatever it is that you're looking for, is being in complete agreement with all parts of you. The good, the bad, the light and the dark, we all have it, Spirit, why is the Nine of Wands here for Gemini? Spirit, why is the Nine of Wands here for Gemini? Shoot. Bruh. Now we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. Okay? So the Eight of Swords in reverse, I actually love because this lady was blind just like the Two of Swords was, tied down, surrounded by swords, you know, like the Eight of Swords is just like feeling isolated, feeling like you in prison, feeling like you are trapped, and you're coming out of that energy. And I think you're being persistent on whatever that new beginning was, you know. So even I believe to come out of that, you have been persistent to get out of that. I think that even though a lot of us um, feel defeated, that we're being persistent, knowing that like, nah, I'm an air, I need to fly, baby, these wings are meant to fly. And so I feel like you just been trying many different ways to find out how to get out of that. And even with that, again, with that Page of Cups representing, you know, being kind of creative and being in sync, I think whatever you just weren't satisfied with that, with the followed by the Nine of Cups in reverse. You weren't satisfied with that. You were no longer comfortable with that. You weren't, you know, and you weren't comfortable feeling isolated, being out in the cold, feeling like no one's there, feeling like no one loves you. And so you have to you have to try something new, find a different approach, you know, and find a different approach. You know, leave the Three Cups behind that failed over and go towards your Two Cups. Start a new beginning, you know, because the Ten of Pentacles I'm really feeling is the overall outcome of this. I want to clarify that Eight of Swords. Spirit, why is the Nine of Wands and the Eight of Swords here for the Gemini? Spirit, why is the Eight of Swords? This better not be what I saw. God damn it. And I can't make this up, you guys. See me shuffling. Gemini. This is our energy, you know. Unless you're dealing with another air sign, Aquarius or Libra or another Gemini, but I feel like this again is pertaining directly to us, you know. It's like being heartbroken, you know, feeling like being like grieving. And that's what got you guys. That's what in this energy, and I really feel like persistency is paying off. What we have at the bottom of it is the Hangman, and the Hangman was like this, so he was technically in reverse. So I feel like a lot of this, it's just with the Hermit and the Hangman. I just feel like it was a lot of time spending isolated, you know, spending time by yourself, you know, trying to figure out what, you know, how to get yourself out of this, and whatever you were trying wasn't working, and so you decided to do a new approach because you just you got tired of feeling alone, you know, feeling like you're outside, just trapped, you know. Something broke your heart. Maybe you need to learn to forgive yourself. Maybe there's something that you knew that you shouldn't have went down a certain road, and you still did it. You thought you could make magic happen. You thought that you had the world. You thought you had all the power and everything, and it didn't happen. And that caused you to go into a deep introspective place and be like, I got to figure out, like, why didn't I thought I had everything. I thought I had everything finally, and then it didn't happen. And then you just felt defeated. And you knew you had to move on because you couldn't stand this energy, but you stayed, and so you still are in conflict, at war, you know. Again, Knight of Pentacles, you know, just, you know, getting out whatever routine that you were doing, you know, like, just had to get out of that, you know. Five of Cups in reverse. You have, you know, you're just, you know, you're no longer feeling like you're lost, and again, or feeling some type of regret over the Three Cups, you know. So you said, hey, change is gonna be uncomfortable, you know. Change is gonna be uncomfortable, and no, I may not be in sync. I no longer, whatever was working for me that got me to feeling like this, like I had all the power. It has actually left me feeling like this. feeling left out in the cold, that maybe you had when you gave yourself to a job or relationship, anything, you poured into it and it left you high and dry, but you knew you had to come out of that energy. And once you came out of that energy, or come out of the energy, you have your 10 of Pentacles. And now you have, after that, you have your 10 of Pentacles. Okay, let's go. A new adventure. Again, we're Geminis. We're not just going to stay. We're not going to stay stagnant. We're not going to just stay. We're going, okay, now, new beginning. And with that new beginning, you're not, with any new beginning, you come at a crossroads, you know? Which way am I going to go? And you really couldn't see it clearly. But again, you came out of this introspective, that hermit thing. And then you can see things clearly, you know? You can see things clearly. You know, you're intuitive now. You're trusting your intuition. And so you realize that, okay, I'm going to be persistent. I'm going to be persistent to come out of the 8 of Swords. I'm going to be persistent to come out of the heartbreak, out of the loss. And I'm going to stop being at just a standstill. Sorry, he came out in reverse. I'm going to stop being at a standstill. And the last thing that I honestly have on here, it's literally Lovers. That's us. That's us. That is right there. Lovers. Love yourself. Love one another. Come out of whatever you've been in and love, you know. Be united. Lovers. This breeds our energy all over. So I feel like in this situation, our biggest enemy is ourselves. That we need to overcome all of these different energies. Be a fool again, you know. Start a new journey. Go move forward with intention after you sit down and nurture yourself. Follow your heart after taking care of yourself, so you can clearly think and bring the things that you need, that you should have within you, to you. Again, I didn't mean for this video to be this long. This is probably going to be my longest video to date. But I mean, and I got straight to it, but this just feels like it's just a lot of at war stuff with yourself. Like I said, I feel like this represents us. One's Castor, one's Pollux. The Magician and the Fool. Alright? And then we have Sword. 10 of Swords. 6 of Swords. 5 of Swords. That was our Queen of Swords. 2 of Swords. The Lovers. 3 of Swords. 8 of Swords. This lets me know that a lot of this feels like we are battling with ourselves. Nope, I don't feel like anybody else is no matter what has happened, no matter what wrong or whatever has done, you know, move on from it. Other people are okay. They sit in their bed at night, they're okay, you know. Don't miss out on your 10 of Pentacles. You came out of this, or you come out of this. But to come out of this, out of being cold, tired, you know, left out in the dark, you need to nurture yourself. You need to take care of yourself. You need to follow your heart. And once you follow your heart and trust the psychic information that you're getting, trust your intuition, move forward with intention. Ooh, I hope y'all made it through this video, because yeah, because this feels much better than what it was, because I was. Ooh. Final message that Spirit has for Gemini is: life is tough, but so are you. So obviously, yes, a lot of stuff that's been going on. You feel you're just tired, you know, but it's okay. Again, nurture yourself, take care of yourself, meditate. Once you become healthy, you will bring the proper things to you, and then your heart and your mind, Castor Polyps, will be aligned, and you can move forward in harmony with pure love, because you are in complete alignment with yourself, knowing that everything you need, your courage, strength, compassion, and love, everything you need is already within you. You're not going to find courage from the outside, strength, compassion, or love from the outside. Give yourself these things first. Nurture yourself, take care of yourself. Nurture yourself, take care of yourself. Then follow your heart. And once you have taken care of yourself, so that your heart and your mind and your soul and your spirit, everything is aligned and working toward one goal. And once it does, then you can easily move forward with intention. All right? So Gemini, I'm so sorry for this long video, but I mean, it just Spirit just told me to keep going on this one. So thank you guys so much. Again, this is Chris, aka the Artistic Gemini, aka Gemini the Artistic One. Please like, subscribe, comment, share. Okay, deuces, and see you guys in about a week or so.